Mabuhay Manila, this is Shadel from ManilaShaker.com. New year, new phone in this channel, and this is the first gaming phone I will review on this channel. This is the Lenovo Legion Duel. I was fascinated by this real gaming phone. The design is cutting edge, it feels solid, powerful, and robust. But let's see what this phone is capable of. Does this phone really give the feeling of being a gamer? The real feeling of immersive gaming? Let's find out here in our review.
Legion Duel. Initiating protocol. Is functional.
As you may not know, before we see the Snapdragon 888 processor to be released within a month or two in the global market, this phone is one of the latest smartphones equipped with the latest chipset right now, the Snapdragon 865 Plus 5G. This device is pretty heavy, weighing 239 grams, but despite the hefty build, it translates to a robust gaming phone feel. As you notice at the back, it has an unusual design and build which makes it unique from other smartphones and other gaming phones. This phone was made to operate in landscape mode because of the text and even the pop-up selfie. Yes, it has a mechanical pop-up selfie with 20 megapixel resolution. The camera design at the back is right in the middle, placed next to the RGB of this phone. And yep, there's an RGB lighting in this phone and it adds extra FPS in games. Trust me. There's also a rainbow X pattern when light hits the surface, and it has a rough texture on the sides which adds grip. It feels like rubber. This is perfect for landscape orientation to give better hold. While the back is gamer designed, the frame has an elegant design with matte texture. It has antenna bands around the corner. The power button is integrated into the pop-up selfie, which at first glance I thought is the button to retract the selfie cam. It has a capacitive trigger button just like other gaming phones. It does have texture to find the exact spot of the trigger button, but it is not very textured. It is difficult to know if your finger is really on the trigger, especially when in intense gaming. So I guess you need to trust your muscle memory. As you may also notice, there are two USB-C ports at the bottom and on the left. And this is not only for the cord getting in the way when charging while gaming, but you can charge simultaneously with two USB-C cord for dual charging of 90 watts. Unfortunately, we only have one cord free in the box. Even if it doesn't have notches and cutouts since it has a pop-up front cam, the screen-to-body ratio is just 81.7%. If you look closely, the stereo speaker is placed in the front, that's why the bezels are a bit large. It has a 6.65-inch AMOLED display with 144Hz in Full HD Plus resolution, the fastest refresh rate we can see on smartphone. The overall screen is wider because it has a 19.5:9 ratio compared to the cinematic 20:9. Now talking about power efficiency, since this is a gaming phone, means we will use the power of this device more often than the minimum clock speed. Hence that we will more likely drain the battery much faster. I have few things that I noticed that may be improved. The screen is sharp and vivid thanks to the wide variety of display customization. However, the dark mode is not so dark at all. We know that AMOLED, in order to save power, we need to use the dark mode, and the black is black because the pixels are turned off. But it turns out the pixels is in grayish tone. This means that it is still turned on. Well, it will still save power, but the best optimal power saving should be considered. Overall, the display quality is great and sharp, it has great visibility outdoor, and the fast 144Hz is very pleasing to look at. There's not much special in the camera since it is a gaming-centric phone. However, even though it is not a featured-packed camera-centric device, it has a lot of cool stuff as well, including the dual screen shooting that shoots with an ultra-wide and main lens simultaneously. It can also shoot with front and back camera, a slow motion at 1080p at 240fps, 4K recording, and even macro video. All video resolutions have stabilization as well. Talking about photography, even though there are only two cameras, we saw a portrait mode, ultra-wide, and macro mode in the viewfinder. and the qualities are good. The macro shots are detailed with less noise. Not the best macro shots and not the closest, but the fact that it gives a flexibility option to enable it is what we consider. The subject to background separation on the portrait mode is impressive and it outputs true to life colors, the best portrait mode I've seen so far. The ultra-wide appears quite soft, it has less dynamic range, but the overall quality is acceptable. But here's what I noticed about the main cam. White balance is quite off indoors. As we compare to the portrait mode, the portrait image is quite better, so I guess AI in the main cam needs to learn the white detection of the portrait mode. Overall in the main camera, colors are a bit saturated, it outputs blacks that can eliminate the detail, but the overall quality is fine for a gaming phone. Not the best, but it has decent sharpness, and sharp actually when captured using the 64 megapixel mode. Though the beam down shot has an impressive dynamic range, I think it struggles to balance the exposure and it feels like it needs to be adjusted in post. Nonetheless, nighttime shots are impressive, it has the details on the floor, and the light exposures illuminated on the reflective surface has great details. Switching to the 20 megapixel selfie cam, it is sharp, the texture and details are a standout, and the blacks didn't crash. Also, the skin tone is so close to true to life colors, however, the exposure balance and HDR handling are what makes the overall image get a downside. The overexposed highlights is a little soft and the edge detection is at lower 90% accuracy. This can still improve in the software optimization, though not to mention when you capture in portrait orientation, your eyes feel like you're looking somewhere, though I am looking at the screen in the image. Overall, what I love about the selfie cam is the sharpness of the subject. On to performance, it is powered by a flagship chipset, the fastest to date. Snapdragon 865 Plus 5G with 16GB of RAM and 512GB of internal storage. 16GB is more than enough to multitask or stream in this device. 512GB is just enough as it doesn't have external storage. The phone is really fast and as you can see here in the benchmarks, we have good numbers, especially in Antutu it is just less than 100 points from the Asus ROG phone. The Lenovo Legion is currently running on Android 10.0 with Legion OS. You can option for the gaming theme or just the stock theme. UI is just okay, dragging down the notification panel feels less flow in animation but that's not a big deal. What's more important to see is the gaming feel. We have stereo speakers that give surround sound. It is really satisfying, the sound is much louder compared to other phones, as in loud. It has a thug feel in the bass. It will get more immersive when you enable the vibration. It has a very good haptic, a dual X-axis linear motors. It really is following the environment or what's happening in the game. It also resonates with the sound which gives still immersive feel. Display, as we mentioned, a 144Hz refresh rate. It is fast and doesn't lag at all. The 240Hz sampling rate is the winning game here. You can easily target the enemies more precisely. It is very easy to land skill shots thanks to the faster response time. So what are the downsides? For me, I found the trigger button hard to locate if I am in the middle of the game. Like we said, the texture isn't that noticeable, but it can be done with a little effort. There is no dedicated button to switch on the gaming mode, instead you hold the two trigger buttons at the same time, which is kinda lacking for us, because holding the phone vertically you can accidentally press the two trigger and it will interrupt your browsing. The front cam is on the side as well if you operate it vertically again, and the body's ratio feels chunkier. My hands are small, it's slightly hard to game while using the trigger buttons, but it gets the job done. On the temperature, it has a dual liquid heat pipes and copper foil to further improve the heat dissipation. And I only encountered heating when I am playing Genshin Impact at the highest possible settings. Yes, it can play Genshin Impact at a very high, but expect that it will use all the resources and will heat up more. Other games like AAA games didn't encounter any heating issue and is working fine with no stutters and lags. Now onto the battery, it has a dual battery of 2500 mAh battery each, which adds up to 5000 mAh cell. This tech, I believe, is used when you have a fast charging capability. The Lenovo Legion can take up to a whopping 90 watts fast charging, and they said that in just 30 minutes it will be fully charged, but we cannot test the full potential of 90 watts since it needs to be charged with 2 USB cords. We only get one charging cord that can charge the device for up to 65 watts, but it still has an impressive charging time. Overall, imagine charging the phone with 50% juice in just 10 minutes for a non-stop gaming experience. Really is amazing. Overall, for the price of 49,990 pesos, Lenovo Legion Duel offers non-stop gaming action with ease and comfort. It is a featured-packed gaming phone that really gives an immersive feel, an all-in-one device for your gaming and streaming hobby. It is not just a gaming phone, it has a good camera flexibility as well and has the capability to fully charge in just 30 minutes. Thanks to the 90-watt twin turbo charging. This phone is a beast and will surely satisfy you as a mobile gamer.
And that's the Lenovo Legion Duel. I really love to review gaming phones. Like I said, I am fascinated with this type of devices. It really catches the eye of gaming phone enthusiasts. Because being a gamer with a companion like this feels like it can boost our skills, mood, and enjoyment. So we hope you enjoy our review. Thank you for watching. Please subscribe to our YouTube channel and also don't forget to visit manilashaker.com for more tech news, reviews, and comparison of the latest device. This is Shadel and mabuhay, Manila!